What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I got a cool little install for you. I shoved the Jeep in the garage, moved everything out of the way, and I'm going to show you a cool functional way to add more storage to the back of your TJ, LJ. I'm sure you can make it work in almost any car, but this one specifically is for a TJ. So let's get started. I have used this rack. I used it in my Go Topless trip. If you want to watch that video, it's kind of boring, but you can kind of see it. I had a fully loaded cooler, a fully loaded crate with all sorts of fluids and all that type of stuff. I had a gallon of water, my tow rope, and all sorts of stuff like that. And it did not budge the whole time on a wheeling trip. Did not touch it once, so it's awesome. So a couple other things you're gonna need. Some galvanized pipe or DOM would work. This is a little bit lighter, I think. So this is 3/4 by 60 inches. And I cut it down to about 57, 58 inches just to fit across the outsides of the tub. And I'll show you that when I get there. You're gonna need 2 3/4 U-bolts. They don't have to necessarily be this tall, but 3/4 U-bolts definitely need. So then you're gonna need 2 of these strap thingies. You can find them in the EMT conduit section in a hardware store, Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. And then 2 bolts like this. You could pretty much use anything. If you're using one that's about this long, this is like an 1.5 1.25 inches. I would recommend either finding something shorter or finding a spacer like this, and then also definitely use nylock nuts so it doesn't come loose and start rattling around on you. And then of course you'll need your rack. This one is a Curt Rack. It's meant for the hitch, but it's bolt on, so it's bolt together actually. So I left the center hitch bar out and then re-drilled these holes for this guy up top here, since you're moving the whole thing closer together, and it just bolts right back together like it was supposed to. It's rated for 500 pounds, which is sick. It's got some weight to it, and it only costs like $65, I think. I'll link it down below. So this rack is 48 by 24, and it fits absolutely perfect in the back of a Jeep. However, I will say the 24 inches is from outside to outside, so if you have a 24-inch crate or something, it won't fit in it. It'll sit on top. I think you could add some sort of spacer on the side, you know, space it at 1 inch. But it fits perfectly just like it is now, and you can make it work. So as far as tools you're gonna need a ratchet with a deep 7/16, perhaps a 7/16 wrench. Ratcheting is obviously the best. And if you have one of these helps a lot. With another 7/16, I actually have a 12mm, 11mm on here, and it works. You might need to use 2 ratchets. I'm not sure if you can get a wrench. You could probably make it work, but this is it right here, all 7/16. So the magic number to cut your galvanized pipe to is 58 inches. 57.5 might work as well. I think mine is 58 and it works perfectly. So there you go, 58 inches. So your galvanized pipe simply just lays across the tub just like this. Alright, so the key to this is to take your EMT strap and face it towards the back of the car. So you want the bolt to be to the front, and you want your pipe to be to the back of the car. And then all you do, put it right on top, and we're using the factory hardtop holes that are already in the tub. I wrapped some electrical tape around the edge of my pipe so it doesn't scratch anything. I also have these plastic covers from Rugged Ridge on here. Always use a washer and nylock. And just like that, just one, and it's already pretty secure. So do the other side and then I'll show you the rack. So once you have your pipe in place, it's really sturdy. I'm pulling pretty hard, I'm moving the whole car. You can take your rack and put it in, and I'll show you So it sits right on top of the seatbelt plastics and right on top of the bar. And if you look, this pipe on the rack, this tube on the rack, matches up with this. So when you put the U-bolt on, it'll line up and you can clamp it down just like a normal rack on a roof. And there you go. I mean, yeah, it goes up like this, but what I do on my trip, I took a long zip tie like so, and I wrapped it around. I also, since when I have my windows off, I bungee cord my seatbelts so they don't flap around, and I just take it and I wrap it around the top or the bottom, and it doesn't go anywhere. I bet you it's pretty strong too. I weigh about 170 pounds and that was solid, so there you go. There you have it. Perfect way to add some more cargo space to your Jeep, especially if you're going on a trip. You can have stuff you want to access up here and then you can keep stuff down underneath. And when you have the door closed and you have the roof off, you can just quickly grab that, put a cooler up there. It works out perfect. One of my favorite ways to get all the benefits out of this rack is to keep like my storm cover and a skateboard and stuff up top, but then I can take my half door windows, figure out how do I want to put them in there, and fit down here. Or you could even put them in like this, and then, you know, close the door. I like this one, so they're nice and accessible. You can also take them and stand them up here and still have the whole bottom. It's really nice. There's so many options you can do with it. It's just, it's really enjoyable. So there you go. If you like Jeep stuff, subscribe to my channel. That's what I do. I'll be making a couple more videos, and hopefully I'll get some uploads out this week. And so if you're new to the channel, welcome. Stay around and we'll have a good time.